国政府は事後、国民政府を相手とせず、
Conspiracy Theory. The book by Takeo Matamura, a Japanese politician. Prime Minister Konoe, Marxist, was surrounded by communists. There was a tendency that Shigeharu Matsumoto's group intentionally interfered with the Troutman mediation to broker a peace between Konoe and Chiang Kai-shek by Troutman. German ambassador to China, November 1937. January 16, 1938. Konoe's government announced in January 1938 it would no longer deal with Chiang Kai-shek. Wang Jingwei's puppet regime in Nanjing, the Japanese-supported collaborationist government, was supported by Konoe's communists to interfere with ceasefire diplomacy. The Konoe's communists provoked Sino-Japanese full-scale war from Japanese side. The Konoe's communists interfered with peace mediation movements with China. The purpose by the Konoe's communists was to provoke Pacific War between Japan and the United States. Their current activities in the network are pacifist movements in left-wing in Japan. Following War Guilt Information Program under post-war regime.
昭和12年7月7日、北京郊外盧溝橋で夜間演習中の日本軍と中国軍が衝突、日中戦争が始まりました。
Troutman Mediation, November 1937, January 16, 1938. The Troutman Mediation was an attempt by Oskar Troutman, German ambassador to China, to broker a peace between Japanese Prime Minister Fumimaro Konoe and Chiang Kai-shek of the Chinese Kuomintang government. Shortly after the Second Sino-Japanese War began, the mediation began on November 1937 and ended on January 16, 1938 by Konoe's rejection announcement. Since 1920s, Germany and then Nazi Germany had close relationship with Kuomintang government. After Nazi Party took power, Nazi Germany was also good relationship with Kuomintang government. Sino-German Nazi cooperation until 1941. Chiang Kai-shek KMT China with German Military Advisory Group. Alexander von Falkenhausen, Hans von Seeckt. Hans von Seeckt was with KMT in Shanghai and Nanking Battle and Yellow River Flood Incident during 1937 to 1938. KMT China had many weapons made in Germany. German industry wanted business continuously in the attractive Chinese market. However, Nazi Germany signed anti-Comintern pact with Japan on November 1936. Germany's expectation for Japan was to put much emphasis on Eastern counter against the Soviet Union. For Germany, any armed conflict between China and Japan was unwelcome. After August 1937, the Battle of Shanghai had escalated into the full-scale war. Japan did not want endless war with China. Therefore, Japan made the peace proposal and asked Germany mediation of the peace talk on October 1937. First proposal. Oscar Trautmann handed this proposal to Kuomintang government on November 5, 1937. Firstly, Inner Mongolia autonomy. Secondly, a demilitarized zone between Manchukuo and northern China under Nanking government administration. Third, a demilitarized zone in Shanghai with international police. Fourth, stop all anti-Japan policies. Fifth, Japan and China cooperate in fighting against communism. Sixth, lowering tariff for Japanese goods. Seventh, respect foreign nations' properties and rights in China. Second proposal. After a lengthy internal discussion, Konoe administration made second proposal on December 22, 1937, until January 5, 1938 as deadline of Chinese reply. Firstly, diplomatic recognition for Manchukuo. Secondly, Inner Mongolia autonomy. Third, stop all anti-Japan and anti-Manchukuo policies. Fourth, Japan, Manchukuo and China cooperate in fighting against communism. Fifth, war reparations. Sixth, demilitarized zones in northern China and Inner Mongolia. Seventh, trade agreement between Japan, Manchukuo and China. Chiang Kai-shek refused the idea but did not make official reply. January 11, 1938, 6 days after deadline for Chinese government reply. Japanese cabinets and military leaders changing about how to handle Trautmann mediation. The negotiation was terminated. In January 1938, Konoe's government announced that it would no longer deal with Chiang. Tada, 1882–1948. A general in the Imperial Japanese Army in the Second Sino-Japanese War. He was recalled to Japan on 14 August 1937 to become Vice Chief of the Imperial Japanese Army General Staff. After the Marco Polo Bridge incident, Tada attempted to contact Kuomintang leader Chiang Kai-shek to defense tensions between Japan and China. Tada argued that both countries faced the same external threat from the Soviet Union and internal threat from communism, and should not waste precious resources fighting one another. However, Tada's efforts were overruled by Prime Minister Fumimaro Konoe, Army Minister Hajime Sugiyama, Navy Minister Mitsumasa Yonai, Foreign Minister Koki Hirota, all of whom berated Tada for attempting to effect private diplomacy. When Tada strongly urged to continue to the peace negotiation, Navy Minister Yonai strongly threatened Tada to stop the negotiation.
The Showa Research Association. The Showa Research Association was a political think tank in the pre-war empire of Japan. Many members had been regarded as Marxists and leftists. The founder was a political companion of Fumimaro Konoe, who hoped that the study group would generate innovative ideas or political reform. Their goal would have been Communism Asia. They made Japan fight against KMT China and then against USA instead of the Soviet Union. The Showa Kenkyukai was established in October 1930 as an informal organization led by Ryunosuke Goto, with the original intent of reviewing and assessing issues with the Meiji Constitution and the current political process. Goto, the founder, was a close friend and political companion of Fumimaro Konoe. Membership in the Showa Kenkyukai was intentionally very diverse to avoid a systematic bias. It included noted scholars, journalists, bankers, socialists, militarists, businessmen and leaders of youth organizations. Established specifically as an organization of intellectuals, the Showa Kenkyukai excluded bureaucrats and politicians from the outset. Many of the members had been regarded as Marxists and leftists. By the time the group was dissolved in 1940, it had involved, at its height, some 300 intellectuals every year in its work.